Consider the conditions again. We've had quite a lot of rain over the last 24 hours, so just have another look at that wicket, make sure we're really clear and sure on what the 11 we want to go into the game with is, and make sure that we have the best tools for these conditions and the surface that's in front of us. I think we've prepared as best we can, and that's all you can do really. We've obviously had a very short lead into this game, but at the same time we've made the most of everything that we've got and had. So I can't ask any more of the guys. We've done had some really good conversations about the conditions and what to expect. We've had guys with some really good experiences over here on the previous tour, and some very exciting young players. When you put all that together, it blends nicely, and hopefully we can transfer that into the game tomorrow. Yeah, I think that's one of the big challenges of coming and playing in Sri Lanka and in the subcontinent is the rhythm of the game is so different to playing in English conditions. They face a lot more spin, a lot more double spin at both ends, and that's part and parcel of playing in this part of the world. So it's really important that guys are ready for that, not just the rhythm of the game, but the amount of spin and how quickly that can happen, how quickly within a day that the conditions can change. So they're all things that we've discussed at length as a batting group and as a team. And last time it felt like whoever adapted quickest and read and grabbed those big moments in the games won, and thankfully we managed to do that. So hopefully we can repeat that this time round. I think this bubble life is very tough. I think there's no point trying to mask over that. I think the most important thing is that we're open and honest as players about how we're feeling and how we're dealing with it. And if at any stage it does get too much, then we can make a plan to make that right. And the ECB have been very supportive of that. That at any stage, if that is the case, then we can get ourselves out of the bubble and back to some form of normality. But all we can do is try and make sure that we're there for each other as players, and make sure that we look after one another as best as possible. Yeah, and I think that will hold him in really good stead. The fact that he's experienced really big spinning conditions already at home in Somerset colours, and also he had success at Port Elizabeth as well, where it did spin quite drastically as well. So he's got the ability and the skills to, if it does start spinning quite quickly, then to take advantage of that. And I think it's just a really good opportunity for him to show what he can do in these conditions. I think that wherever you go in the world, your role will change in different conditions. And I think if you're looking at rounding out the best all-round package as a player, you have to be able to experience that and understand what your role is in those given conditions. And someone at the start of his career, he's still learning that, and that's exciting to see that he has had success already, and coming into these conditions where they might be more slightly in his favour, that he could potentially go on and really make a mark on this tour. Yeah, I mean, it's a huge honour to captain England at any stage, but with the amount of cricket and the opportunities that lie ahead, it's a really exciting time for me and the whole team. And it'd be really nice to start well on this tour. Get off to a good start here in Galle, and hopefully then carry that forward for the rest of the winter and beyond. We know there's a lot of hard work to come. There's going to be a lot of different challenges, especially in this COVID pandemic, and whether that's resting, rotating players, the bubble life. There's a number of things that we'll have to be very smart with and deal with very well as a management group and as players individually as well, and collectively. So there are a number of different things that will be very different to previous years. Not just the amount of cricket that we'll be playing, but also the different challenges along the way. And if we manage them well, we'll give ourselves a really good chance, because we've got a great bunch of players, a great squad of players with a huge amount of talent, and we're definitely on an upward curve as a side. So hopefully we can continue that. We are living in strange times, but at the minute I plan to play all six. As I mentioned, we'll have to make sure that as with every player, we keep having conversations about that and make sure that the right decisions are made for each individual. Yeah, I mean, it's very early days in his time out here, but he's been brilliant. Just his wealth of knowledge of these conditions playing out here previously, and someone like that speaks, everyone listens. When we've had group meetings as a batting group in particular, and he spoke, the guys have listened intently and closely, and whether it be finding and managing a way of playing in these conditions, whether it be a few technical little things here and there. I'm sure throughout his time, the lads will be trying to take as much from him as possible, because he's a fantastic player and also now quite an established coach. So it's great to have him around the group, and look forward to the rest of the trip with him. Yeah, I mean, we've got to make sure that we win the majority of those games to get there, but ultimately we've just got to look after what's right in front of us, try and get the right result in this first game and get off to a good start, and then take it from there. It's such a cliche, but one step at a time for the group. And as I say, there's a lot of cricket to be played, so it's very dangerous to look too far ahead. Of course, we've got to prepare and plan for what's around the corner, and it's very exciting that that's still an opportunity for us to get to that World Test Championship final. But ultimately, we've just got to look after what's happening here and now, and try and make sure that we start strong in that first session tomorrow morning. I will be looking after ourselves and making sure that we do things how we want to do them moving forward. I think just the fact that there's an Ashes in 12 months' time is enough to get the guys motivated and something to look forward to. But as I said, our focus right now is on this winter and these first 2 test matches here in Sri Lanka. Of course, we'll be watching, all the guys will be watching that test match. I think it's a fantastic series so far, and looking forward to watching the last game as well. But for us, it's just making sure that we keep looking to keep improving as a team, and try and take the opportunities to win as many games as we can right now. Yeah, I think that throughout the winter, we will definitely try and exploit that as a tactic in these conditions, you know, whether it's reverse swing or maybe slightly more hostile spell of bowling. I think that it can be very effective in these conditions. You saw last time around the role that Ben played had quite a big influence on some of the games, and certainly be a very strong wicket-taking option out here. So I do think with the weather around as well that we've had quite a lot of rain, and there's a lot of moisture around. So seam might play a bigger part than might be spoken about previously. We'll have to wait and see. But ultimately, all we can do is try and make sure that the guys are ready to go, and very clear on what their role will be when those games come round and when the opportunities come. To get the ball in hand and really make an impact on the game.
For premium content and exclusive member benefits, subscribe to ThePapare.com today.